One of the highlights of my year is getting a box in the mail from XOR. Let's crack it open and see what they've sent this year. Got a nice bubble sleeve, and while we had a box last year, we have actually a burlap bag that's been screened with a 26 for DEF CON 26, the XOR logo. It's a pull string bag. Inside I already see batteries, so we've got a couple of AA batteries included. That's pretty awesome. We've got a sticker, got an orange and black logo lanyard with, there's kind of a light orange circuit traces in the background, and then there's Cipher here, which is part of the many puzzles for XOR. And then, oh, there's a loose header in there. So we have the badge itself in an anti-static bag. Oh my gosh, I've seen it online, but I love it even more in person. The gold plating for the different elements of the art is great. And to tell you the truth, looking at it online, it's like a super close up of the face, and I kind of like the proportions in real life a little bit better. This year's badge is absolutely gorgeous. It has a much larger screen than last year, and it's really stunning, the color and resolution of it. I also enjoy the colored LEDs around the rim of the hat. I'll take a closer look at all of the items on the board, but first I wanted to fire it up and walk through the menu items and all that might be hidden within this badge. Powering it on, you get a little bit of a loading screen, but then there's a killer animation right after that, right here. So check out that simulated fireball. I love it. And it goes into the XOR logo. Of course, the first thing that it does is it drops down to the bling menu. There's a bunch of bling on this badge because that's really what these badges started out as. And my favorite still is Hypnotoad, and luckily it's in there. But in addition to all the wonderful things that Hypnotoad does, it also has a really nice Earth animation. It's got a Western animation. In the past, there have been a standard so that you can make your own animations, and I didn't see anything about that yet, but I'm sure that it's still available. So check out their project page for more on that. XOR is well known for building a botnet out of these badges, so there's an interactivity that's going on wirelessly between people that have them at the con. I'm not sure if this is going to work because I've already done it once, but as soon as I turned it on before, I actually got the greeting on the new badge for the username on my old badge. There it is, hello Stish. So it actually detects the badges as they come into range of each other. Of course, there's a lot more going on than just detection. Get back to the main menu here. All right, they do have games on here, and one of the ones I think is pretty cool is Ski Free. So if you played that one, you realize Ski Free doesn't usually have a horse. This one's Western themed. And then also, this is controlled by the accelerometer, which is pretty neat. They do have a version of Pong on here, and it's a one-player Pong. However, I suspect that there's actually a two-player element if you figure out how to unlock it. I'm not sure about that yet, but it would be cool if there was. The Chip 8 emulator plays games that are written for the Chip 8 system, and you can write your own. It's pretty cool. And then they have Flappy Bird that uses the Planet Express ship, which goes along with their Futurama theme, which is pretty cool. Bender is the game that you play in the terminal. So you connect to the USB port, and you can log in through the terminal through Serial. It's pretty cool this year. Last year you had to use a Bluetooth connection, which I think was kind of limiting. Sure, you have to use a cable to do it this year, but then you get a full keyboard, and their terminal has color and autocomplete, which is pretty nice if you're spending a lot of time trying to hack into the shell. Let's take a look at the hardware that's on this badge. So first of all, we have the user inputs, which are up, down, left, right pad over here. There is a left and right button under the screen, and with some of the menuing system, it just flip the screen here. It gives you an arrow, so there's like a way to kind of remap what these buttons do. This is like a general select button over here. On the top, we have two different headers for the add-on standard. This provides power and ground, and also an I2C connector to any add-ons that you may want to wear on the badge. There is a huge row of multicolor LEDs. Interestingly, so there are 31 of these LEDs, and then there's this red LED for the eye right here. Getting the information on this part here, this is a 31FL3736. It's a 12 by 8 dot matrix LED driver by ISSI. And so if you look at the way that it drives LEDs in a matrix, you can do 32 RGB LEDs. There's only 31 here, so I suspect this red one is also being driven. Right here, you can barely see it, are the two through-hole pins for the battery holder on the back. I think it's nice how that's kind of hidden in the design. I'm really interested to see what's going on with these 4 mounting holes right here, because these, I can't find any information about them. They're kind of suspicious. They have to be there for a reason, and so I suspect there's some, advanced add-on that goes on that we'll see at the con itself. Looking on the back of the badge, we have everything that makes it go. So this is the ESP32W Rover module. This is a dual core microcontroller that also has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, 32-bit of course. Right under here, hopefully you can see it, I believe this is the accelerometer that makes everything go. It's really a tiny package. There is the SD card holder right here that has all of the assets on it. There is some goodies in there that you're going to want to chase down for the reality game. Over here is the green pack chip, and this is really an interesting thing. So this is like it's almost like a FPGA. They're using this for button debounce, and basically when there are button presses that have been successfully debounced, it throws an interrupt, and then the microcontroller can just read it through I2C, which is pretty cool. We have power management over here. One of the interesting things is that they, Anon XOR team went from 3 batteries last year to 2 batteries this year. These batteries are heavy, so it's really nice to get rid of a third of that weight. The power on-off switch right here. I haven't looked into what these 2 parts right here are. I have no idea. And then this is a driver for the USB. So this is a CP2102N by Silicon Labs that allows you to use the USB port. That might be what these are for, actually, to connect or disconnect the batteries, because you can plug this in and have the batteries turned off, and it will power the badge, which is nice, and then SSH into the alternate reality game that's running on the shell. Putting these 3 badges side by side gives us a good idea of the size of them. I really like the size of this year's badge, but I also saw something else when I looked at this. We have the DEF CON 24 badge, which is Bender in his original, almost naive state. We move on to DEF CON 25, where Bender's on a bender, burning more energy, having more fun. And finally, we get to DEF CON 26, where Bender is a little bit worse for wear. This could be kind of an analogy for the Anon XOR team, a group of 5 people who are building these badges on the side. If you want to hear about their experience, you can get their own words from their talk at the Hackaday SuperCon. But I gotta say, with their Kickstarter this year raising $47,000 ahead of time, I think it added a lot of pressure. In addition to wanting to build amazing hardware and really up the ante on their botnet and alternate reality game, they had that pressure of actually having to deliver. But it sounds like they've done it, and done it in flying colors. When I got my badge, I actually saw several tweets that same day that Kickstarter backers were getting theirs as well. So kudos to the team for being able to continually move the bar and impress everyone that's interested in hardware badges. We're looking forward to a great DEF CON 26. See you there.